be alive, so I changed my ways. I'm on that good life tip today. I'm looking for the good life, good life. Sitting on top of the world, I wanna be shining like diamonds and pearls. I want you to go there with me, girl. I'm looking for the good life, good life.
What is going on, everybody? We are here today for the Bullrun Life AMA, and we have got my man, the legend himself. You've known him, you've heard about him, but today he is here. We have Steve, the Bull Runner, the Bulldozer, the man of the hour, and we're here to talk about Bullrun Life, and we are here to let you guys know, inform you guys, and ask some questions to find out what exactly is going on, what we got to look forward to in the future, and we're going to find out. I'm pretty sure we're going to find out Steve's the man that's going to take us there. But before we get started, before I start talking to Steve, Modi, thank you for being here. Brandon, thank you for being here. CEO Joe, what is up, man? Thank you for the $10 bomb. Win 1337, man. That is the question. Modi, ball's in your court there, man. Demo Crypto, what is going on? Sigma in the house, what's happening? King Leon, 1337, man. Let's take it to the moon. Mike Judson's in the house. Chris, what's going on? Theo, New Moon Crawley, Boss Trent, Combo Cabbage, what is going on, my man? Modi making the command appearance, letting everybody know that he is here. Jay Foster in the house. Valerie is here. Wesley, what is going on, my man? Tony P in the house. Zamunda Crypto, Juicy 143, Uproar Entertainment is here. What is going on, man? Crypto Maniac. Good Lord. Already started. One of those crazy people. So, Steve, let's talk, man. What is going on? Thank you for coming on to the show.
What an introduction. What an introduction, Bleeves. Amazing. It's an honor. I'm really happy to be here and discuss with you about BRL. It's been a pleasure. And thank you for offering the platform for us today.
Yeah, absolutely. Mark, thank you for coming in. Wizard Cell, thank you for coming in. So, we're gonna kick this off, and we're gonna start with questions, and I'm gonna ask a few questions, and I'm gonna turn it over to everybody. So if you have a question, put it into the chat, and we're gonna hopefully get everything answered for you today. So the first question, and this is the softball. What is Bullrun Life? Tell me all about it, Steve.
See, Bullrun Life, it's a vision. It's something that has been starting. That started a while back, you know. So this is not a project that we just put together over a weekend. It's something that has been in the works for the past year. It was created out of a passion, out of a situation that we saw in the market, and after that last bull run last year, we noticed certain things that almost cost me personally to give up on crypto. But also it was born out of the passion I had for the community. I had built on the platform, on my personal YouTube platform, and those are the people that believed in the education and material I brought. And I just wanted to develop something that is more durable, sustainable, and that picks from the good and the bad from the existing projects I was part of, or just liked and seen in the market. So it's a mix of that. And Bullrun Life is built with a problem-solving approach. So and the problem we're trying to solve is, because that's always the first thing. We are already saturated in the market, crypto market. There's like over 22,000 tokens out there. And we just didn't want to be like, okay, just another token coming out, and what's next? So we took our time, first of all, to we spent funds out of our own we spent our own funds, personal funds, to get this project up and running, to prepare it. So that's number one. What sets us apart is that we didn't want to launch a token and then basically get some fundraising from the community and then start working on our long list of roadmap, you know, and then go from there. That's basically, so far, that's been the cookie cutter meme tokens schedule, basically. And we wanted to do something different that me as an investor, I would have loved to see. So, which is, I looked at the project, I looked at the roadmap, I see the devs, I see what they want to do, what problem are they solving, and then depend on the delivery of those things. So those are the things we looked at, and we're like, okay, this is how we want to go. We want to make sure that we have uh, a delivery schedule, not a roadmap. We have the utilities lined up. We have a plan, and we can bring something out for the community that we can execute on. You know, and another issue also that we saw was the tokens, like the supply of the tokens. That's another thing. If you look at in the space, the issue right now is oversaturation of the tokens. You know, like and that's something we wanted to look at, and we heavily built a mechanism around it, actually, which we'll get into also later on, or I can also elaborate right now. So, and that was to keep the token scarce, because to make a token valuable, besides the obvious, which are use cases, you also want to make sure that you have scarcity. Scarcity raises demand for the token. So what we did with that is with Bullrun Live, we made sure that we had only 1 million. We started with 1 million in supply, and we used 3 different strategies. So the million token total supply is what we started with, and then we implemented staking. Staking, why did we do that? Staking is something that the community really loves, and actually less than 24 hours ago, we launched our dual staking platform, and it was ecstatic. I mean, it was really like the community was really engaged, participated in it. And last time I checked Etherscan, we were closing in on 56, 57% of the total supply that is staked in there. So that's our first strategy. What that does is it takes token from the circulating supply, and that's something. That's the first strategy. The second strategy is the true burn that we use, the mechanism. What that does is with every trade, with every buy and sell, we actually burning tokens from the total supply. So that means, and it goes out from Uniswap, from the Uniswap liquidity pool. So combining the staking with the burn, that alone is extremely deflationary based on every trade. And now what we just implemented now with this new staking platform is the community, we have like transaction fees that are dedicated to the community, and we call it Bulldozer, because and it's distributed in USDC. So that helps a lot in stopping from the sell pressure. Plus, it helps the community as a whole to be able to do what they need to do with it, as far as if they want to do buybacks with it, or use it for whatever reason they want to use it. So to summarize, Bullrun Life has been a project that has been in the works for over a year. We wanted to be sure that we deliver on our delivering schedule. We used our own funds to prepare and to get this project up and running. We used the good and the bad of the experiences we had being involved with certain projects or being in the crypto space for long enough, and always looked at it as in the eye of an investor, because I love crypto. Crypto is a beautiful technology that that is important and is the future. Another thing also that we do different is in the crypto space, there's a lot of tribalism, and I'm sure you know that you've been involved in a lot of projects as well. And we all know that the tribalism is really strong. So another thing that we did, and we did that like with the launchpad that we did, the collaboration that we had with Mads, for example, we made sure that we involved everybody, the crypto space. For example, what we did with the 6 different helmets, we had the gamers, we had the weekenders, we had the misfits and all that stuff. So we just tried to bring the community together, and because this space has enough room for everyone, so there's no reason for for like tribalism. I understand that, but I believe in unity. So if we have the same goal, why not collaborate with the experts in their fields and make this place a better place? Yeah.
Absolutely. So while we're still moving, and we're on that subject, let's take a move and tell us what is the bulldozer effect, because that's been so far the biggest of the selling points as we've started.
Absolutely. Excellent question. The bulldozer effect is not a thing, it's actually a system. And I already discussed a little bit about it. And like I said, the purpose of it is to sustain the project. And that's one thing that we really heavily on to sustain a project. And it starts with the tokenomics as well. Let's get into the taxes, for example. That's been an elephant in the room, and that's something that's been discussed heavily and debated. So let's get into it. We have a 10% buy and 12% sell taxes, and let's start on the buy side. Let's break down the 10%. So out of the 10%, 4% goes into the liquidity pool. So that's foregone. Why is it that way? Because you need to sustain the liquidity, because a healthy liquidity encourages trades encourages volume, and 1% goes towards the true burn, which burns the total the BRL tokens from Uniswap. So that's 5%. And then now we get into the bulldozer you just asked. Exactly. Yes. Thanks for pulling it up. So you see the bulldozer. That's basically the once you stake, we encourage the community to stake. So they get rewarded for staking because the participation enables them to get part of the USDC pool distributions. So what they do with that is they could do buybacks. So instead of like us creating a buyback pool with those percentages, we give it out to the community because it's more transparent, it's more decentralized, and we as a community dictate where we want to go with this. So that's the effect of Bulldozer, is that we work as a unit, we work as a community, and I'm glad you pulled this up. Like, so you see the 4% on the buy side goes towards the liquidity pool to sustain it. The true burn takes BRL tokens out of Uniswap, which maintains a price floor, which is needed. And then the bulldozer, which is 2%, goes back to the holders in a form of USDC distributions for participating on the staking platform. So with that, it remains the 3% that just goes towards the ecosystem and the team. So you see that out of the 10, 7% is for the community, is for the betterment of to sustain the project and goes back to the community. Same on the 12% side. On the sell side, exact the same thing. Only the LP gets 5%. The true burn remains 1%, and then the bulldozer gets 3%. So 9 out of 12% goes towards sustaining the project or back to the community. And the bulldozer effect, let me summarize it again. It's not just the taxes that they receive in USDC, but it's the staking effect, like I said, to make our tokens scarce and to make this project sustainable. We're in the worst market ever, if not one of the worst, if not the worst market ever. And we launched in this bear market. So the first priority was to keep it sustainable and not to flood the market with our tokens, and to find ways to make sure that we are sustainable and we can grow out of this bear market, because it was built, the mechanism was built for Bullrun. That's where the name comes from. So if we can, and we've been doing great. Like, keep in mind, we're only 1 month old. This project is barely 1 month old, and we take pride in execution. That's another thing that we really focused on, that we didn't want to overpromise things. We wanted to make sure that we execute on everything that we mentioned, everything that we said, and we don't discuss it until we know for sure that we can deliver it. So we don't have a roadmap, so to speak. We have a delivery schedule.
So in lieu of that, there's no real roadmap. So if I'm a random investor, then that tell me if I'm looking in today. This is my first time seeing it. I know who you are because I've heard rumors, or I know who Bleeves is because I've heard that he's got what amounts to what is it called? The number one show on YouTube for cryptocurrency, that kind of stuff. Why should I invest in BRL? What is it? Why should I do it? Why should I give, quote unquote, you my money and stake it? And how does that reward me?
Excellent question. Several things, like I touched on, begin with. BRL is a project that has been funded from the founders themselves out of pocket. And this has been in the works for the past year. So this is not your average project that comes out with a roadmap and then fundraises to build things. But it's been built for the community with the community's best interest in mind. Um, it comes from a place where myself, I've been an investor, and there were things I saw that were good, yes, but there were also things that I saw that I would have liked to improve. And one of those things are to execute, first of all, on what we say we're going to do, and second of all is to be able to have uh, a sustainable, long-term thinking mechanism in place, or a platform that is sustainable throughout not just this market, but especially that will sustain us in the long run. So we had long run longevity in mind. And to do that is we wanted to, especially at the beginning, grow organically due to that. So what I can say is that we have a project that has been prepared for a long time, and we've been delivering from day one, executing on our delivery schedule. Another thing also is that in this space, it's important to have collaborations that with real world use cases. And for example, like our use cases, was one of them was the launchpad that I just mentioned earlier. That was made with a very talented group. As you know, our phase two is heavily on NFTs, and that's something also that we wanted to reach out on, and bring use case on that, and branch out more out of that as well. So for me as an investor, I would look at what problem are they solving. So we came up with a problem solving approach, which is utility and liquidity. And to tackle that, we did something very unique. So what we did is, I like to call it flywheel effect. So as you know, we have the boosters, NFTs that we were also offering during the NFT pre-order, pre-sale. And now this is how it works. So in order to to max out your USD distributions, you would need those boosters. And those boosters actually, the revenue from them will all, for 100%, will go towards the liquidity pool. And that will help with the sustainability of the liquidity. And that's the priority, especially in this market. So we have built-in mechanism in place that will feed into keeping a healthy liquidity pool. Same with phase three. We'll be having use cases of a merchandise store, for example, where the NFTs that we'll be launching, you'll be able to download them on the platform and, for example, get yourself a hat, a hoodie, shoes, whatever you want, and we'll use those proceeds to keep adding into the liquidity. We'll also be launching exclusive NFTs and also use those proceeds to, again, feed into the liquidity. And the point here is that we wanted to tackle the issue of liquidity and volume. And with that in mind, keep a sustainable project. So that said, we are heavily focused on delivery, on execution, on our delivery schedule. sustainability and longevity. We look into the long run, and we're looking into a way that we create this flywheel effect, I like to call it, that keeps our liquidity solid. Because without the liquidity, you don't get no volume. Without the volume, you don't get the trade, like the trades, and without the trades, you don't get the trending. Without the trending, you get eyes on you. So it's a flywheel effect that will put us on the map. And number one priority is to execute and to be able to build a sustainable ecosystem that has solid liquidity and that is sustainable.
All right. So, perfect answer. Modi, I can't leave Modi alone until we get to 1337. When we hit 1337, which is a made up number, by the way, that I learned on the internet many years ago. So I just keep messing around with it. People keep asking me what is the significance of it, and there is none. It's a number from the internet that means elite way back in the old days. It doesn't have any specific monetary value or anything like that. But I always I've been typing it and I've been putting it everywhere when 1337. So just wanted to take a sidetrack here and say, guys, if you're looking at the chart here to get an idea, because these things work in patterns, and one of the patterns, and you guys know that I'm a pattern guy. And one thing that emerges here is we have a double bottom right here and right here, which leads to this move, right? We've just had this double bottom, which led to another move. Now, if this move plays the same way this last move plays, then the end result of this puts us in that $6 range, puts us up at $5.76 a token. And this is, by the way, in a couple days. Like this is one of those, just like this over here. This is just one of those quick little pumps. This is not getting on a run. This is not a genuine anything other than this is what the chart says happened last time. So if the chart is a good indicator and a good predictor, then you can expect probably in a couple days, based on where we are, based on what's going on, based on the market being positive. And as of right now, Ethereum's at 1225. So it's starting to maintain itself at least in a positive light for a few days. That could lead to some new investors coming in, and you might start to see a little bit of a pump going on over here. Small sidetrack for everybody who's paying attention to it. So this is a great entry point, I do believe. We've all, but I think a lot of us were looking at $1.30, $1.40 as a new entry point. We really didn't get there, and now it started to bounce. So I do feel like the entry point is probably past us right now. So we've got another big run. It looks like, at a guess, coming. Now let's move back onto our questions here. What's the if I'm an investor, what's the use case that's going to bring in whales and institutional capital, which is exactly what we want to see in a successful cryptocurrency? What is our use case, and what attracts the people that want to bring the money?
See, there are multiples. And use case, for example, at first is that we have delivered on finished products. So that's the number one use case, is that we're not a project that comes and gives you like a 6 months to a 1 year time frame on delivering a use case. So we came out of the gate with a finished product, and we executed on them already. Let me be specific. So again, we had one of our use cases is, for example, the launchpad. It's an NFT launchpad. We'll be filtering out exclusive NFT projects that can launch on our launchpad. And that's another source of revenue that we could generate. So our first onboarding was MADS. Exactly. Yeah. That was MADS NFTs. And we did this collaboration with Black Lemon. And that was our first collaboration. And that's what we brought out. So it's a finished product. So this was all done, like it took 10 months just for this to prepare all this. So this is something unique in this space, because it's not your regular bring a token, do the fundraising, and hope you don't run out of funds before the project, you bring out a utility. So that's number one. Number two is that also the way we built the mechanism. We built a mechanism and tokenomics in a way that it sustains the project, and we discussed the taxes, and now we understand where they go. It's towards maintaining and sustaining the project, for one, and also involving the community to be part of the bulldozing of building this project. One thing I noticed, Bleeves, is during the bear market, last bull run, everything you put your money in last year went up. Everything, literally, you could pick. And we saw how within the past year, everything came down up to, what was it, 95, 90, 99%, So one thing that runs for us is that we're not paired with Ethereum, even though we're on the ERC blockchain. We're paired with USDC. And also the mechanisms that we have, like I said, that are extremely deflationary, helps us to make sure that liquidity is not filled with our own tokens. So with every trade, especially once we start running and the market recovers, keep in mind we've banned close to 15,000 tokens with a very modest volume. So picture recovering and being in a better market, okay, in a bull run. You can imagine how much burning that will be. And also at the same time, we have a whole community that is behind the Bulldozer mechanism that I told you, that can participate in not just using the USDC for what they want, but they can also participate in accelerating whatever they want. So another thing is the staking is very popular. Like I said, we lay heavy emphasis on scarcity because we notice that's the problem with majority of the tokens. They have oversupply of tokens, and we all understand that scarcity is value. And we really pounced on that and made sure that we made a project, a platform that is very scarce, that does heavy burning in that contract, even manually if we would want to, and to build a sustainable system. That's the point. It has to be sustainable, durable. Bullrun is built for the long haul. We're here to stay. And we still have a lot of collaborations and things that we have in the pipeline. And as you know me, I don't like to talk a lot about things before. I just enjoy announcing. I like to announce and execute. So I won't be doing any I won't be getting involved into talking about things that are not here yet. But to answer your question directly, we have more things in the pipeline that we want to execute on, that will bring even more value to the community and will put us on the map. What I want to say is that Bullrun is different in the format. We have a finished product. We have a very strong community, which is amazing, very solid, very engaged, very active. I want to use this time to really commend our mods, our admins. You guys are amazing. You making this project what it is. Even you, Bleeves, you're an amazing individual, and we really privilege having you in our community. You're amazing. You're authentic, and you call it how it is. And we need more people like you in this space. So when we built this project, and one of the utilities was with the focus of an investor, because I was an investor myself. I'm a crypto lover myself. I believe in the future of crypto. So we built this project with that in mind, always making sure that the best interest of our community is in place. And priority is build something that is sustainable, that will bring us out of this bear market and put us in a situation that once the market recovers and we really get into that bull market, we will be one of the front runners in that.
Awesome. So now for the hard question. This one is one that I wanted to ask myself because I was curious about this, and this is probably going to be the hard one. And then I think we're going to take the questions from the audience here because we do have some couple of questions that have come up, but why did it take 3 versions to get this right? What is it that you guys were looking for? What happened with all of that? Because again, if I'm a new investor and I see V1, V2, and V3 on my investment, then I start to wonder what is going on there. So what was that all about?
Excellent question. Excellent question. It was, first of all, like, it's not like something went wrong. Let me start from the beginning. With the V1, like I said, we're all about the community, and the taxes on V1 were higher than the 1012. So it was actually 12 and 16, so 28 round trip. And we heard the sentiments really early from the community that it would be nice to lower the taxes, and if that would be possible. With V1, we actually had the taxes hard coded. It's not like now where we have them, we can vary them, like they're variable. We can just switch them around without having to relaunch. So with V1, because the taxes were hard coded, and we actually even voted, we put out a poll, and the majority of the community supported the idea that they want to lower the taxes. And so the only way for us to be able to tackle that was to relaunch. So we had to relaunch a V2 due to that. Now, when the V2 came out, there were technical difficulties at the beginning of the V2 on the back end side. And let's be honest, where humans are, there will be always error. There is no denying, and there's nothing around it. But beyond that, it's how do you deal with it, and how do you actually handle it, you know? And I believe, and I take pride in our team of devs that really did an amazing job in making sure. Yes, that's impressive. That's really impressive. We'll get to that in a minute. Let me finish answering this question for you. So we had to do an airdrop, and we executed that really, really well. Everybody received their tokens on time, as promised, and we had to literally start again from that V3, basically, because V2 launched, but there was technical error, and then we airdropped new tokens, and then kick-started well, you could call it V3, and that's what happened. So I am really, what I want to emphasize is on errors will be there. We're all humans, but it's how you deal with it. And I'm really grateful of the team, the back end and the front end, of making this the most smoothest airdrops ever. It was really smooth, straightforward. Same thing with yesterday, with the staking, with the migration as well. It was the calculation of the APRs was overwhelmed. I mean, as you see right now, we're closing in on 600,000 BRL staked. This is amazing. This is almost 60%, 59% staked right now. This is unheard of. So this is part of the mechanism just working. These are tokens that you don't see on Etherscan. They're completely taken out of the circulating supply. And while you're doing that, you participate in the distribution pool in USDC, and we keep the buy pressure off of Uniswap. So this is something that the community, all credits to the community. I mean, this is amazing. I'm out of words. Like, I don't know what else to say. This is just amazing how the community rallies behind it. They're really utilizing the platform. They really understand what it's about. And if you can hit that boost your staking part of it, if you don't mind, Bleeves. Maybe if those who don't know what it's about or ask, like, what is that? Usually, like, if you just stake your BRL tokens, you get 70% of the USDC distributions. And I see Bleeves here, he's been doing his work. he maxed out. That's actually max. That's the max you can get is 5 NFTs. And that's why you see a 100% USDC distribution there. If you wouldn't have, let's say you had 0 NFTs, it would be only 70%. So that's the flywheel I was talking about. So for you to boost your rewards, you would have to buy the boosters. And those boosters will be sold on our platform. They'll come. I don't want to give any time frames, but they're dropping anytime soon. We'll be selling them and use that revenue to feed the liquidity pool. That's what I was talking about earlier, Bleeves. So you see how the demand of the boosters will be rising because anybody will want to make sure that they get the full rewards. So that's how we create that mechanism within our ecosystem. I like to call it flywheel effect that will make sure that we're sustainable and especially that we can always feed back into our liquidity pool. So community, I just
So
want
there
to
we got it.
commend you. Do you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah. So I just want to commend the community for doing such an exceptional work, and for us as a community, Bullrun community, this is something very special that really puts us, puts us on the map, and we just like to do things differently, not the traditional way, because how can you innovate if you just keep copy pasting? We have to do things different. We have to stand out, and if you want, it's a very competitive market, very competitive. And if you don't do things different, if you don't execute, deliver on your roadmap, it will be really hard for you to sustain and to remain in this market. You have to build something robust. You have to be sustainable, and you have to have a strategy. And most importantly, you need a community. That's the most important. And we have a solid community that is just outstanding, very engaged, very responsive, very mature. We've all been through things. We've been in the crypto industry for a long time, long enough to understand what we need to be looking for. So I feel privileged to be part of this amazing community.
Yeah, if anybody's out there and you're just learning or just tuning in or just figuring out what's going on here, the level of staking that you're seeing right now, the level of commitment, the level of dedication that the community has to this dev team right now, that's not something that you see very frequently. If you follow me for any time, there's a lot of staking going on in a lot of different projects, and you just do not see it to this level, especially this quickly on any projects. So this is kind of an outlier and speaks as a testimony to what the people feel, not to what these guys are about, but the way that they communicate and what the people feel like about this project. So this is not just smoke and mirrors happening right here. This is a lot of people that believe in a project for something like this to happen. And with that, we're going to open it up to the floor. And the first question, we're going to scroll back to the question a second ago, but here you go. How do I get my hands on some BRL? The answer to that question is going to be right over here. I'm going to put the contract address into the chat right now. So that is the contract address. You can use any swap. I recommend VoltaChange, obviously, because VoltaChange has always been a partner, and Volt's always been a partner to my channel. So use VoltaChange if you can. Otherwise, Uniswap or any other swap, if you choose, is just fine. But it is a DeFi pairing with USDC, which, by the way, when you hear me say things about it, about Ethereum being something that moves the price, when Ethereum goes down, it does not affect the price of Bullrun Life like it does affect almost every other token that we're dealing with. That pairing is not there, but it is still on Uniswap. So
Absolutely, yes. And if you don't mind, also, if you could go back to our website.
yeah.
Thanks, please. On the main page, if you scroll all the way up, exactly, you see, if you come to the website, you see the buy on Uniswap button. So we made it easy for you as well. You can just come to the website and then hit the buy on Uniswap. It will already pick the contract that Bleeves actually put down on there. So it actually select the token for you already. So you'll be on Uniswap right away.
And well on your way to changing your life.
Yes. So
All right. Another question that came up while we were in here was about, we're going to go back here just a little bit to it because it got choppy here just before. Is the NFT Launchpad comparable to Rarible as an example?
our Launchpad, I don't know much about Rarible, to be honest, but what I can tell you what we do. Our Launchpad is, yes, only NFT focused, no tokens, and we will be handpicking them based on certain criterias. We know how the space works, and so they will have to meet certain criteria, audits, KYCs, even with us, talks with us, and we'll be very selective. And that will be like something that you would have to. We have high standards to qualify because we ourselves we will be like with we I mean the Bullrun community. We will be launching exclusive NFTs for ourselves as well on the launchpad to like I said, feed into the liquidity pool. But projects are welcomed, of course, to be launching on our launchpad, but they'll have to meet rigorous criterias to be really part of it because we don't want to offer anything to our community that is not vetted, and also the community will have the final word if they want to go with it or not. So that's how it will work. But yes, that launchpad is one of our first utilities that we brought in phase two, and we will be heavily using it for that purpose.
All right, there you
Because
go. Hope that answered the question.
yeah,
All right, anybody else got any questions here? Otherwise, we need to decide what is the what we need. Volt has electricity. BTFA had bananas. What do we have here? What do we need? We need some kind of emoji that's going to become signified as the BRL emoji. What do you guys think?
hmm, that's a good one. Let's see what the community thinks.
What do you guys think? What emoji should we be looking at here?
I'm curious. And while we're waiting, that I want to also mention, I saw Valerie mentioned it, is of course the liquidity. We've locked it for 10
Wait a
years.
minute, there it is. They've already got it.
We got it. Oh, let's see.
Modi, leave it to Modi to come up with dollars.
All right, I see them coming.
There we go. So it looks like we've got a bull emoji that's already in there. All right. So I think that pretty much wins it, right? Does that probably need to have
That's
a
it.
community vote? You should probably put up a vote in Telegram and let's figure out what it's going to be because one of the things that's important when you're going out and you're rating chats and you're showing people that you're a united community, everybody having the same voice is always kind of important. So if everybody comes
Absolutely.
in with that bull and that dollar sign and that diamond or something like that, then it says a lot about the community itself.
Absolutely. So who takes the it's a tight one, huh? But I think the bulls emoji pretty much took it, huh?
Yeah, I think most people are on the bull emoji. And now people are just trying to create sentences out of it.
No, yeah.
Too bad we don't
Yeah,
have a
so what
Michael Jordan emoji.
yeah, I think it took it. Yep, by landslide. See CEO Foster, Demo,
Yep,
Combo
there it is.
Cabbage. Have it.
Modi, you're
Yep,
out on that one. But we should have a vote to make it official. Let everybody have like 24 hours. Vote on it in Telegram. Whoever's a mod or admin there, let's have them vote on it. Let's figure out a team emoji for this going forward, and that'd be pretty cool. Like will then have at least again that's going to be our gang sign, so to speak, our call sign when we come into a chat, and people are doing it when they start sharing this emoji.
absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Hey, what I wanted to point out also is that the liquidity we have has been locked for 10 years as well. And that of course shows also like the longevity that I was talking about, the commitment of being thinking long term with the project.
Yeah.
So we're really happy about doing that as well, because it just shows that we're here to stay, and we want to build something that is sustainable, and that is good, that we can unite a community. We're not exclusive, we're really inclusive, and we lay emphasis also on education and information. And that's why on our Telegram group we have very consistent and very regular the VCs open, you know, where we share experiences, we share knowledge, um, and we welcome the community. Or if you are new and you want to know more about Bullrun, feel free to hop on our Telegrams and come and listen in on our voice calls. We have amazing mods and admins, like I mentioned, and even the community is very welcoming, very informative, and they're always happy to share what they know already with you. So feel free to join us on our socials as well. And of course, on Twitter, we're very engaged, we're very active, and even now, I feel like it's a kickoff. I was like making this example of football, American football, where the
Yeah.
kicker kicks off the ball, and then that's how you get the ball rolling. And that's how I feel with this first AMA with Bleeves, is that we're kicking off the YouTube era. We
Yeah.
want to have a bigger presence on YouTube, and we want to make more noise on YouTube as well. Now that we've been rolling out our utilities, and now that we have some things going already, use cases, we want to heavily start focusing back on Twitter and YouTube to make more noise on those platforms.
Yeah. Yeah. So one final thing, and then we're going to wrap this up. I'll give you the floor one more time, Steve, to kind of talk to the people one more time. But something that was very important that came up last night, and it stuck with me to the point that I was saving this in the pocket. This guy in there named Baby Whale, and if anybody in here who's listening right now, or anybody who watches this in the future, if you happen to be a business owner, if you happen to be someone who has a community in which you engage, then, and you have a service that you can that you have a good profit margin on, like he does. He owns a pub in I think it's somewhere in England, but his idea was anybody who can prove that they're holding BRL tokens gets 20% off of their drink prices when they're in his pub.
Yes, that's impressive. Baby Whale is an amazing individual, and he when he told me this, because he's out in his pub, and very successful pub. And when he told me that he would do that, I was really impressed. That just shows what the community is capable of. And that's just one of the community members that does that. I don't want to speak on his behalf. So what you said, Bleeves, I'll leave it at that. There's nothing I'll add to it. But yes, I can second what you said. Baby Whale is an amazing individual, very smart individual. He's into beverage, and he's into distillery and all that. So he's an expert at what he does, and that's what I was mentioning earlier. There's nothing better than collaborating with experts in their field. We don't have to be the distilleries, we don't have to be the NFT creators, we don't have to be the metaverse builders, but how about collaborating with the best in the field? you
Yeah.
know so that's how I look at it, and that's how we can make faster progress, in this space. And that's what also allowed us to kick off this project with utilities already. So yeah. Greetings to you, Baby Will, when you're listening. I really appreciate what you did. That's amazing to be able to offer that to your guests at your bar, that once they are BRL holders, they can get their drinks for 20% off. That's amazing. Really appreciate that.
that is the kind of thing that moves people and that moves charts and moves and we still got buys coming in as we're sitting here. It just continues to pump. A 2.5, somebody just bought 2.5 ETH, as a matter of fact. So we've got a nice little, except for that one little sell, we had a nice little green wall that had formed. And so now, if you guys haven't already, and you want to help out with a small little buy or something like that, reestablish that green wall, there is one little mini sell right there. But otherwise, get in there and turn that thing back into a green wall and get this thing trending on Dex tools. I mean, that's how that's how the magic happens, right? That's when you go out there and you let people know. And in closing, for me, when you guys watch this video or when you watch any video in which I reference BRL, share the link with people. And then if you see somebody sharing the link, you also share that link. Leave a comment in the video, because if you watch a video, sometimes you go down, you see, let me see what these people are saying about this thing, because you don't know and you haven't formulated your opinion yet, and you start scrolling down the notes. And when people see that everybody is all about BRL, then they're going to wonder what that is, and they're going to start looking. They're going to start engaging, trying to find information. And if you hit the like or the dislike button, even if you don't like it, it's okay. But hit those buttons, engage content. Every time you see Bullrun Life content, engage it. And when you do that, you're going to start to see positivity, and people will start to see it more and more and more.
Very well said, Bleeves. Very well said. And on that note, too, I see that we are 75 people watching right now in this live, and we only have 47 likes. So I really encourage you, everyone that is on live right now, we should at least have 75 likes right now. Because like it's all about engaging, engage with it, and that's what puts the word out. Exactly, just to emphasize on what Bleeves just said, we really have to do this community. We have to be involved. We have to, because it's a community driven. It's community driven. We help each other and we support each other. We build something together that encourages and puts the word out. It's a win-win for all of us, and it's free too. Hitting that like button is free. It doesn't cost anything. No taxes to it either. No
And like
gas
Modi
fee.
said, we're at an all-time low.
Exactly. So with that, also, I just want to thank everyone that participated in the live stream. I just want to thank you too very much, Bleeves. Like I said, I think very highly of you. I like how you are, very honest, direct. I like what you're doing and offering to the space. It's amazing. I was really comfortable coming to your space and share what Bullrun is all about with you and your community. And it's not just your community, because you're part of our community as well. So it was just like sitting here with a brother, having a good discussion, and sharing with the space what we do and what BRL is all about. So community, I thank every one of you that has been, that participated. And thank you. I see the like numbers went up. We're not quite there yet. Let's hit the same amount of likes that we are live here. And let's show Bleeves here some love. Thank you very much, Bleeves, for giving us your space to be able to do this AMA with you. Really
It was my
appreciate you,
pleasure to
brother.
have you guys on. I look, I love the thing. Modi came in Modi and Jay Foster came bum rushing me one night with Joe, and they were like, "Come on, you're going to get hit on this token." And I said, "You know what? I'm going to tell you guys a quick story before we wrap up. The night that they came on, I had just decided, and I had just said, I kid you not, 5 minutes beforehand, I was actually having a conversation where I said, I'm just not in the market right now for new tokens. I'm not looking for anything. I'm just, going to sit on the bags that I have. I'm not going to make any moves. Matter of fact, I've stabled all my Ethereum. I've done all this different stuff. And then here comes Modi, buy the dip, and then starts saying, "Come on, get in on it. You know what? I'm gonna teach these guys." And then he says, "I'm gonna tip you enough so that you can get in on it." And he sends me, it's like $100 tip, and I'm like, "Oh, well, I appreciate that." And then I think Jay Foster did the same thing, and then Joe did like 150. I'm like, you know what? I gotta one up these guys. I cannot let them get away with this shit. Absolutely not. So I put in 2 ETH into it, And at that all-time high, I think that was worth about 15 or 16 ETH. And I want you guys to know, don't even think about selling at that point, because for what it's worth, Steve has been involved in some seriously big projects over the last couple of years. And the fact that he's involved gives me confidence that this one will do the same thing. So I don't want to give up my position, and I don't want to sell early and jeopardize any sort of position that I might be in right now, so that something good happens in the future. Because if I were to sell, 100 BRL today for, what is it, $190, when it's trading for $30, which, don't think I forgot, Modi. When it's trading for $30, that's $3,000. That's more than the 2 ETH that I put in, and then that's just a drop in the bucket on the overall tokens that I have. So I'm playing the long game here with these guys. I hope you guys are going to be part of it too.
I appreciate that, Bleeves. I appreciate what you just said, your kind words. For me, I'm not going to talk any prices, but what I want to tell the community is that I'll let you do that. But
That's right. That's me.
But what I'll do is just to emphasize on that we built something with the community in mind. That was our number one priority. We wanted to make sure that we built a project that is sustainable, and we built it in a way that it will last through this winter, literally. And we're looking forward for better days, because the best part about this, and I want to just end on this note, is nobody knows if we reached the bottom yet. Nobody knows.
Right.
But we're really, really low compared to where we were last year. Right now, I checked, we were at 800 billion total market cap.
Yeah.
And less than a year ago, we were at 3 trillion. So let that sink in. So we're at the very great time. I'm really happy as a community that we launched during these harsh times. So I'm looking forward, and I believe in crypto and its future, that once the market recovers, we will be one of those projects that are able to be in the front, in the front run, because we started at the bottom, So with that said, I just want to thank you all for participating, and looking forward again. This is not a one-off. Anytime, even on my channel, Bleeves, you're welcome. You're a brother. Respect you a lot. Thanks again for having us here with you. It was really informative, and thanks for your questions that you asked.
Appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, we can do this anytime.
Absolutely.
Community.
And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go tell Modi just gave me the okay. So when we get to $30, I will be a Bullrun Life spokesperson for exactly 1 year. That's the and by that I mean that not only would I be a spokesperson, I would be doing and putting out daily content on Bullrun Life, and keeping everybody updated with daily videos and updates on shorts, tweets, et cetera, so that everybody and as many people as I talk to know what we've got going on. And in addition to that, I also, it has not closed yet, so I am in a trial period right now, but I was contacted by crypto.com to be one of their partners. So I will let you guys know how that goes, but I'm sure you can imagine that type of partnership probably brings a lot of eyes and a lot more exposure into my realm, and by proxy, every token that I'm representing and partnered with. So the more I say each one of these tokens, I think the more over time, it's going to take me a while to beat into the algorithm. They've got me working my way into the algorithm now, but that's that's what's going on. So with that, I'm going to be off for a couple days, and I'll be having I go get out of here for Christmas. I'll be back in a couple days. I'll be doing some content remotely, but that's what I've got going on. So possibility exists that I will have a little bit more exposure than I currently have and I think that it's only going to grow from there. So y'all better get to $30 quick.
Yeah. So I saw it.
Steve can't say anything about that, by the way. So he just has to smile and shake and say, "Okay."
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So I think that's it. I think that's Steve. I want to thank you for coming. Appreciate you taking the time and coming on the channel. I want you to know that I consider you to be a legend in the crypto space. I think everybody does. And it was an honor to have you here and to be part of a project that you are in any way. So I do think that we are, I think we're at the start of something that's going to be really, really good. And with that being said, this is not financial advice. My name's Bleeves. I am always right. And happy and Merry Christmas to everyone. Happy Kwanzaa, a happy Hanukkah. Whatever it is that you celebrate, I hope you have a joyous and a happy one. And we will see you guys again very, very, and I mean very soon.
I'm looking for the good life, good life. Sitting on top of the world, I wanna be shining like